Here's quickly how to get up and running with Tailwind on my current Laravel project. For installation, I'm going to be using npm. Going to save this to our development dependencies. Next, creating the Tailwind config file. They recommend Tailwind JS, and that's going to go in our root directory. Tailwind JS. Okay. Now we have Tailwind. This is their basic config file. Colors, the responsive screen size, breakpoints, fonts, and on and on. This is the great config file, and Adam does a really good job explaining the framework in this Rebuilding Laravel IO with Tailwind CSS. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely check it out. What do we need to do next? So they're saying to structure the main style sheet like this. Alright, so I copied that. And my main style sheet currently, because I was actually using Adam's compiled library that was the basis for Tailwind, I was using it via the TDD course that he has out. So my main file is resources less app less, I believe. So let's comment all of this out. And at the top, just in case I want to reference some of these files, there's like a view file that I may want to reference. Most of this is incorporated in, so I'm not really going to be importing any of those at this point, but per the instructions, you're going to install, this will call on Tailwind pre-flight, so it's going to do some of the basic normalizing, I believe, at the beginning, and here's where we could add in specific CSS that we wanted, as well as call those imports from the other files. And then at the end, it's going to attach all of its utilities, which come from all of this configuration that we're doing, and we're able to update and then recompile it, and it's a completely flexible framework. It's really great. So I'm going to save that. What's next? So in order to process Tailwind, okay, so we're using, for this project, I'm using Laravel Mix. Because it has a preprocessor, Post CSS is already a part of Laravel. I'm going to use this structure here for my file, the mix, where is it? Yeah, my Webpack mix file. So let's see, paste that in. So we're defining that we're requiring Tailwind from the node packages. I'm going to be using less resources assets, less app less. That's my path, so that's fine. And then where the config file is currently located, it's in the root directory. Alright, let's see if this works. Save that. I'm going to run npm run dev. Let's see if this compiles. It's not. What did I do? Oh, it's not Tailwind config, it's just Tailwind JS is what I named it to be. Run it again. No. What am I doing wrong? Public duplicate entry needs to be unique. Oh, alright, I have to comment this out. I can't be creating two copies or outputting to two locations. Alright. Alright, looks like it's going to build this time. Okay, successfully compiled. Now, I had this working before, so I'm expecting it to break. and it does. So very quickly, let's make sure that the framework is actually in place and able to be used. We can check very quickly by going to public CSS, app.css. Okay, we can see it's talking about Tailwinds, base styles. And because this is a list item, let's just check. I know there's a class. Let's see, like list reset. List reset. Okay, so list reset, I'll set the styling to none. Let me go to the list, the UL, add a class, list reset, and see what happens. Okay, so I'm actually using the framework now, which is super cool. So I'm going to go ahead and work on all of these, getting all of these interfaces, implementing the current styles that the Tailwind framework allows us to have. So that was a sort of quick install of the new Tailwind framework.